want to start with some, um, I call it, I call it motivation, not, motivation, but education and motivation mixed because I'm always learning something. And I reach out to different thought leaders because I everybody needs to be motivated. And if you missed the very first part of it, it was really really good. He was really talking about how we hey all I'm driving at the moment. Okay, babe. How we cannot go forward because we are always looking behind us, and there are certain things that we don't let go of, and it is absolutely true. I was doing some, and everybody, hi, my name is Coach K. I am the Millionaire Mindset Coach. I am here for the focus training, fully operating consistently using systems. I am so glad that you all are here on today. And this is our focus training. We have so many different trainings. We've got our accountability training Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And again, you got a new whole structure of training that they've put out. It's clickable. Make sure that you have that, on your desktop so that you can get to it. It is very, very important, guys. I know that you see all of these promotions that are going on, and we are so grateful that the company as a whole grows because when somebody promotes, it doesn't matter who it is, it doesn't matter whether they're on your team, in your leg. When this company is growing as a whole, it is a blessing for the company altogether. So make sure you don't just look by people, even if they're promoting and you don't know them and you just skip them because they're not in my leg or they're not on my team. Yes, they are. They're on Team on Easy. We're all on
In
Team
half a
on
mile,
Easy.
use
So
the right
make
lane to take
sure
the I-540 East ramp to US 70.
make sure that you make sure that you are always um, elevating individuals who have promoted. And I have really been practicing that. That's okay, Grace. I have really been practicing that because sometimes I get really busy and get my head down. I'm not really on the pages that much because I've really just been head down, working, strategizing, working with my teams, trying to grow my business. But at the same time, it doesn't matter who it is. If they are promoting, you want to congratulate them because they are all part of on Easy. And my motto is one team, one dream, one on Easy. I don't believe in silos. I don't believe in segments of people. I believe that if you want to be supported, you support everybody. So I believe that the company is going to move into that model. I know that we have been getting there, and it's okay to have teams, as far as your team names and all that stuff. It's okay when you are working with your teams, but you have to always make sure that everybody is plugged into the major team. What happens if something happens to you? I talked to a young lady who was in a company. She wasn't in this company, she was in another company, and they absolutely loved their leader, and he was amazing. He unfortunately passed away at 45. So here they are, and they don't have the person that they followed and the person that took them away from leadership. So they were all lost. That whole line died because they didn't know how to come around and plug into the leaders that were above or sideline to them because they were taught just listen to this one person. So we've got to make sure that we keep our ears open for everything that's going on. Make yourself, make sure that you're reaching down, reaching across, reaching above. And one thing that a lot of people do, and I even did it myself, you're waiting on people to introduce you to other people. Don't do that. Just go across the aisle and meet people. Don't wait for the introduction. Make the introduction yourself. So that's just the beginning of today. I wanted to talk to you guys too about what he was talking about, how people cannot or do not move forward. I want you to realize that a lot of times when people have issues like issues, social issues, or emotional issues, it is because something happened to them when they were younger. And whatever happened to them at the age that it happened is the age that they stopped growing or maturing in that particular area. And What happens in business, it's the same thing. When you see somebody stalling or somebody who isn't moving forward, they may have gotten a negative response. They may have gotten a rejection from somewhere. Something could have absolutely happened. And when it happened, it's like they stopped or they froze in time. It doesn't mean that they quit. It just means they froze in time. I had a situation when I came here, something happened not too long after I got here. And for about a month and a half, it consumed me. I mean, consumed me because there were things that could have happened in a different way. And because of that, I was stuck for about a month and a half on that thing, just spending too much energy on something that I could not change or something that I could not control. And when it finally broke was when I had to just discern, why was I really upset? What was I upset because it happened? Was I upset because it happened to me? When I really did the research, what I realized was it was upsetting to me because I had ministered to the person. And ministry is very personal to me. So the fact that I had ministered to the person was what I was upset about, not all the things that transpired after the situation occurred. So I had to, first of all, ask for forgiveness, for allowing my vibration to go that low. I had to forgive the person and I had to forgive myself. And once I was able to do that, I was able to move forward. So I'm saying all that to say this. Some of you all are stuck because you are trying to drive your car like this. Have you ever been in a car with somebody and they back up and they turn around to see where they're going? Now, this was back in the day before we had these cameras in the car. They would literally, because the cars were wide back in the day, have to turn around and, back the car up to see, to make sure they didn't hit anything, because we didn't have cameras then. Well, some of us think we are driving our businesses forward, but we're still looking at in the back like I didn't make my I didn't get my accelerator bonus. I I didn't sign that person up, right? I didn't make my promotion, right? I wasn't invited to that event, right? I couldn't go to that event. You know, I prospected somebody and they signed up with somebody else. Can anybody relate to what I'm saying? Has anybody been through that since you've been here? Whether it's rejection or something like that, and it deflated you for a minute, or even just life in your personal life that had nothing to do with the business, but something in your personal life just wiped you out. Madeline, I knew it was you. I knew that. I knew that. That something just in your personal life just kind of wiped you out. And I can tell you, life is going to happen in this business, but this is what's funny to me. When life happens in a business like this, we quit. What happens on our 9 to 5? We wipe our face, right? We put on our mask and we go to work because we know that if we don't work, we don't eat. And until we get to the point where we realize that the same thing happens here, if we don't work, we don't eat. If we don't have that mentality, instead of getting upset when people around us promote and we haven't, instead of going in and digging in harder and doing some self-development and getting with your leaders and showing up for calls and all of the things that it takes to get there and do that, man, we've got to get to the point where we're not looking behind because there's nothing back there but loss. A young man was on social media the other day and he was talking about how he had friends and some of his friends were there. And then when he got big, he had friends that just could not handle his success. So they dropped off and, family members dropped off because they were okay when they felt like he was beneath them. But when he began to rise, because he began to hang around different people that could take his mind in another level, they got upset and dropped off. And his comment to that was, I've never lost anything that I needed. Stop looking behind because there's nothing back there but loss. That's right. Now, he said, I never lost anything that I needed. So listen, every experience that you have, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's different, just help. And I can tell you in this business, if you keep this one thing in mind, another thing that helped me get over that whole situation was my spouse came to me and said, it's not personal, it's business. It's not personal, it's business. I'm talking to you, pearls. Because I operate in all four of the personality traits. But if you lead with Pearl, it's not personal, it's business. Pearls believe that everybody should think like them, move like them, support people like them, and that's not the case. You got people who come into a business to do just what they do on their job, go get their check and go home. They are not interested in relationship. They're not interested in being relational. And that is okay because that is their mindset. A lot of times they say they're the reds, the people who just have the vision and it's just go, go, go. But a pearl is totally different. A pearl leads with their heart. Oh, I feel. And, I want them to feel. And I want to, I got that thing where I want to take care of people. And then you have some people like, I don't care about you taking care of nothing but these numbers. And that will turn a pearl completely off, a pearl personality. So you have to understand when you come into business, one thing that I do is I match people's level of investment. If I've got people on my team and they are running hard and they are showing up for meetings and they are, executing training that I'm giving, not just listening, not just coming and listening, but I can see the execution in the moves that they make, I am going to 10 toes down work with them. If I have people that come into the organization and they're pretty much waiting for somebody to build their organization for them, I make sure that I coach them that that's the wrong mentality, but I don't slow down while they're slowing down. I continue to move because money loves speed. And if we're here to help people, what you say? Kim said it loves movement. Yes, it loves movement. It loves currency. It loves activity. So if you don't know why you may not be growing the way you want to grow, be real with yourself. Ask yourself, what is your activity? We got another box. Lord have mercy. We've been Amazon Central this week. I can tell you this right now. It is like this. When you are in motion, you'll stay in motion. When you stop, you stop. So when it's time to move forward, you have to move on purpose. If I were to ask you right now, especially those of you who have said, I want to be here, I want to be a team advocate, I want to be a senior advocate, I want to be a national, and I asked you right now, how many people have you reached out to this week? Not how many calls you've been on, not how many trainings you've been on, because sometimes you can get, analysis paralysis. You become a professional meeting goer. You become a professional trainee, but not a professional executioner. Somebody that executes the training that they have been given. When was the last time you tried something different? When was the last time you stepped out of the box? When was the last time you went to a networking event with your cards and introduced yourself as a 50-state mortgage loan originator who will have 50-state title soon? When was the last time you did something? When was there are so many things that you can do to move past it. And let me tell you something, if you are in a position and you feel stuck, you got to do something to jolt yourself out of it. If you think about a slingshot, if you just put the rock in the slingshot and you don't give it any friction, it's not going to do anything. The rock's going to fall to the ground. You've got to pull that thing back. You've got to pull up, get some friction on that thing to get it moving again. But when you release it, it goes. So this is why you can't be frustrated when you are reaching out to people and people are not reaching back. It's like filling up. It's like priming a pump. You just priming a pump. You're doing, you're calling. That's priming. You're doing a three-way. That's priming. right? You're inviting your person to a event that you're going to with them. You're priming. You're staying up late on a activity call. You're priming. You're on that 7 o'clock call. You're priming. And because you don't see anything, you think what you're doing isn't working. I reached out to people weeks ago, like 3, 4 weeks ago. I had a young lady reach back out to me today that I had reached out to 4 weeks ago and said, Coach K, put me in, coach. The average person would have just said, okay, they didn't follow up, I'm done. I kept checking in with them because I was priming the pump, priming the pump. Sometimes asking them about business, sometimes just asking them about themselves. And now they're signing up. So don't think that what you're doing is not working. It is absolutely working. Everybody doesn't come into this business with a ready-made network. You've got to do some work. And if they have a network, it's because they prime their pump somewhere else. And that's okay because they were able to benefit off of priming their pump somewhere else, but they still had to prime their pump. So it's a process that we all have to go through. It doesn't just happen overnight for everybody, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. And this is why you got to walk around like this. This is why, yes, you got to be grateful and you got to be happy when things happen for other people, but then you got to put your blinders right back on and focus. Not focus on or compare yourself to what somebody else has done or how well somebody else has done. Focus on I contacted 5 people last week. I contacted 10 people this week. That's a win for me. That is a win for me. So listen, I want somebody who's brave just to come off mute, raise your hand, use the reaction button, come off mute, and tell me what you're doing this week in this last week of this 5-month volume week to make sure that you finish strong. Give us some tips and tricks, guys. I know I'm moderating this, but we all have value. So somebody come off mute and tell me what is something that you've implemented in your business to finish this 5-week volume month strong. And you can use your reaction button, the little circle with the smiley face. If you click that, it'll let you raise your hand. 1, 2, 3. So we have 20 people on here and nobody on here has done anything different in this volume month, this last week.
I did not raise my hand, but I don't mind answering since nobody else did.
Okay, go ahead, sweetheart.
I attempted to go to a home buyer seminar today, like as a networking thing. It didn't really work out for me, but I was able to speak with the real estate agent who was holding it. And she said that she would put a list together for me if people were interested. So I'm just waiting to hear back from her, or I'm going to follow up with her. But that's something that was like new for me that I haven't tried since I started.
Oh, that is wonderful, Kiara. And you guys get a pen and paper and write these things down, because even if you're in a place, not in a place to do it now, you may be in a place to do it later. Thank you so much for sharing, and follow up with her. Make sure that and I don't know if you know where her office is, but you can always, make up a little basket or something and take it to our office, things that realtors need or things that builders need, when they're in their cars or when they're talking. It doesn't have to be anything expensive, just something to let her know you're thinking about her. I can tell you right now, when you give somebody something, they absolutely positively remember you a lot faster than somebody just asking them to give them something.
Right. Okay.
So Madeline, tell me what is your thing?
Hi, Coach K. Thank you
Hey,
for
babe.
this being here. So what I have been doing was this week, well, really started last week, and it's been working for me. Those people that I'm intimidated by, I'm just going for it, right? So I have a model right now. If that fear, right, comes on me saying, no, don't reach out, I'm doing it. I'm going to go ahead and do it. And let me say this, every single time that I have done it, they say this is great information. Let's meet up. I also had 2 people signed up that I would not have even reached out to. So one is a bishop and one is a CPA. So I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, going into those zones, and I'm getting more confidence in even doing that. I've been doing this here for 7 years, but in a prior company, I haven't had this confidence here that I have now, in this. So that's what I am doing. I am doing it scared. That is what doing it scared is just reaching out to those people that you are scared to reach out to. And 100% of the times they reach back out to me.
Oh my goodness. Listen, y'all, put some fire in the chat for her as well. And Kiara, because she was the first one to go. Put some fire in the chat for both of them. That is amazing, because I'm going to tell you, it is your confidence. Let me tell you something. You can have a subpar product, and I've seen people with them, and they sell hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of it because they're confident that they have the best thing on the street. If you go in and you know what makes your confidence, this is why a lot of people fail tests, because they're not confident that they're going to pass it. They go in already speaking negatively over the test. Oh, how are you going to pass a test when you go in and the first thing you say is, oh, I hate to take a test. Oh, I'm going to fail this test. Oh, I'm going to miss this thing. You are walked in there with confidence, and I'm going to give you this point of reference. Now that your confidence is growing, the people that you're going to attract to you are going to be totally different. It's like in the beginning, you try to go and get low hanging fruit. Some people just be getting fruit off the ground. Just let me just put anybody in here. Just let me get on the board. I don't care if you ain't gonna stay. I don't care if you don't even want to do this. I'm just gonna get fruit off the ground, and then you get low hanging fruit, and then you get higher fruit, and then before you know it, you got to get on a machine to go to the top of that tree to get the best fruit there is. I'm gonna tell you what I would suggest that you do, and that is, now that you have confidence, make sure your customer service with those 2 people is top notch, like you are. I am the CEO, and you could bring me $1 million worth of business. I'm going to treat you like that before I get it. And once you've done that for a couple of weeks, then I want you to reach out to them and act like you're doing a survey and tell them, listen, I'm calling my VIP clients. Y'all better write this down. This is good. I'm calling my VIP clients, and I just want to check on their service. How have I served you thus far? And let them talk. And you write down points, have 2 sides of your paper, receive what's good, correct what's bad, apologize for what's bad, and let them know that you're going to put in processes in place to change that. And once you've done that, the biggest thing that you can do is then ask them, I want you to, how do you feel about giving me a referral? Do you feel comfortable with referring me to somebody else I could serve? Not I could put on my team, not none of that, somebody I could serve. And that will allow them to start thinking in their mind, who can I send them to, right? So do that, especially if you have somebody who may want to come in on the customer side and they don't want to grow a business. But either or, you can use that, and that will help. So I hope that you guys, thank you, Kim. I hope that you guys like that. But Madeline, I am so proud of you, because it is so hard to go and capture a whale when you don't have the confidence. Your confidence will go up when you go in the meeting. I had a meeting this morning with somebody. They were in California, so it was I think 6:00 their time, 9:00 my time, and I was in the meeting, but I came prepared. I had notes ready. I had strategy ready. I had everything ready. So when that so-called big fish got on the line, I was prepared and I was confident. And your confidence will take you so far. You don't have to know everything. But when you go in with the confidence and you know what you know, just speak on what you know and speak with confidence, and you're going to grow your business. I'm so proud of you. Let me tell you something, Madeline. You don't even look the same. You don't even look the same. You don't even carry yourself the same way you did months ago. You carrying yourself like a boss. Keep bossing up. Tamara, what's going
Thank you,
on,
thank you.
sweetheart? You're welcome, love.
Well, Queens, I just love this. I'm sitting up here going, yes, just hollering, yes. So I took some tips from the conference and I printed up some of those tear flyers that you can put up in laundry rooms
Yes.
for credit repair. I kept it simple because perfection is the enemy of good. So I am going to put them up in all these different laundromats here in my new neighborhood that I just moved into. I don't even know this area very well, but I figured why not? And then I shared it with my team too, my whole team, the template that I made on Canva. So hopefully we all get results in our different areas.
Did y'all fire? Not only did she execute on something she learned weeks ago, that was Director Jeff Trills taught that training. Wonderful, wonderful director, very good marketer. Jeff Trills is amazing. She got information from him weeks ago and she is implementing it. She doesn't know what the outcome is going to be, but she knows what the outcome is going to be if she doesn't. But this is what did it for me. When she said, I shared it with my team. I shared it. So she didn't go out here, because this is what some people will do. Some people will build to get themselves somewhere and then turn around and try to pull up a whole lot of people. Isn't it easier to build with a lot of people and then everybody pull a whole lot of people up? This is what she's doing. She's building her team properly and she's leading by example, letting them know it's okay to share your strategies with your team, because you all want to grow together. You want to grow as a nucleus, not just have one superstar. I had this thing in my thing where I said, I want so many superstars on my team that nobody knows who the leader is, because I'm confident in the fact that what's for me is for me. So with her having that mentality, she's growing a strong team that's going to be moving, but she's growing a strong mental team. It's a mental game in these streets. It's not just about points and money and position. It's a mental team. She's rearing her team to work as a team right now. And let me tell you something about a real team. When a team gets together, baby, they don't quit at the sign of trouble. They don't just walk away when something goes wrong. They will stand and figure out a strategy together. Why? Because they've been reared to do so in the beginning. You don't let your team get big and then you want to come talking about we team. No, baby, I needed to be team when I ain't had nobody on my team. I needed to be team when I had one person and I was struggling trying to get two other people and I didn't have anybody to talk to about it. I needed to be team when I wanted to quit because somebody had done something that wasn't wrong and I didn't have anybody to discuss it with so that I could elevate myself above it. That's when I needed team. I don't need team now that you need a following. I need a team right now. I need a team when I'm unknown. I need a team when you're unknown. I need to know that when I am going, that when the going gets rough, you're not going to leave for the next new shiny thing. I need a real team. And don't talk about that or being team or whatever if you're not willing to put the work in and you're not willing to do it, or you want to do it in a farewell manner. My mother used to talk about having fair weather friends. And that meant people who will hang around as long as the weather is good, as long as they have what they're needing, as long as you're giving them. But when you can't, then they're gone. You don't want to build a team like that. You want to build a team that is going to stay there through the duration and understand that, we're going to have some bumps in the road, but we still team and we still have each other's back. I absolutely love that. Tamara is on one of my leaders' team. She's on the field auxiliary board. I mean, she's on the marketing board, Brenda Colston. She's a part of her team. I am just so blessed to have so many superstars on this team. It's just amazing. Mr. Darrell, he gonna keep your relationship together. I'm gonna tell you right now. Hi, Mr. Dale. Give us some tips and tricks.
Thanks, Coach K. Uh, some things I learned from that awesome call we had Saturday with Claudine.
Yes.
Hey, I went to LinkedIn where there are professionals, and a lot of entrepreneurs. And that's when you can make the most impact because they understand the assignment. They understand what you want to do. And so I'm having great success with that. And another one, Dr. Tanja, I shared this with her. Coach K, I'm so tired of seeing people join this organization who I know. Okay. Some big dogs, as I call them, because I thought they was doing something else and they didn't want to hear what I had to say. And boom, I shared with Dr. Tanja and they're in the company, ONE. So I'm like, Lord have mercy. So reach out to everyone. Everyone. Like the young lady said earlier, it doesn't matter who you reach out to everyone. You'll be surprised who already in and who's already looking at us because everybody's looking at exactly what we do. Exactly what we do. And thank you, Coach K. You are so hyped and motivated every single time. Hey, what kind of coffee are you drinking?
See, I'm just high on life. I am high on easy because I know what is going to happen. I am a numbers person, just analytically working with these numbers, knowing where we're scaling to. I am excited. And when you have a president and co-founder that shares their vision with you, because I'll be completely honest, I've been in some companies and I've never seen a co-founder and president work really hard to make sure how can I give them the best of the best is usually the opposite. How can I give them very, very little value, but pretend like it's great value so that they will pretend to others? That's not what we have on our hands. We have a leader that will scrap it if it's not working well. A leader that if it's not giving us, the best value for the dollar, he will let it go because he wants us to have the best. And when you have integrity, it makes you hype. And you heard what I just said about Mr. Darrell about he gonna keep your relationship straight. And you may not know what I mean by that, but it's because I've been on this page. I see him motivating couples and keeping talking about relationships as well as business. Why is that? He's not on my team. He is. He's on Team On Easy. So yes, I'm gonna go to his page and I'm gonna see what he's talking about. I'm going to support his page, whether he's on my team or not, because he's a part of this. Know who you're around. Don't be afraid to go on people's pages and learn more about them because you never know when you're going to run into that person or when you're going to work with that individual. I had an individual on my team and her name is Deanna Cardick. Love Deanna. She is my leading mortgage loan originator on my team. She's got about 7 or 8 deals in the pipeline right now, one of the best realtors in her area. I met Deanna 20 years ago. And I reached out to her because that seed was already sown. Y'all need to go back to some of these people you sown seed to and be like, hey, I got this thing. Why don't you take a look? If they take a look, great. If they don't, great. But at least you have a connection with them. It's okay that it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. You have no idea what they're doing now. They may need exactly what you have right now. I just love it. And one thing about you, Daryl, is that you are very motivational to everybody. You reach across the lines. You don't care whose team is whose. You just go out there and you just share your expertise with everybody. And you are always elevating individuals. You guys, you don't realize how leaders have bad days. I know that it looks like, everything is always hunky-dory, but it's not always. And sometimes having somebody that is a sideline leader with you just say, great job, or you can do it, or I see you working hard will motivate you on those days when you want to walk out the door, because we have those days too. So I just want to thank you, Daryl. I want to thank you for always being motivational. I love your page. I love your content. I just love the fact that you're always striving to make your team and your business better. It is very uplifting for me. Thank you so very much.
Well, thank you, Coach K.
You're welcome. He also shares selflessly. It's so appreciative because I steal a lot of his posts. Lord have mercy. Grace, well, you know what? Tell the truth and shame the devil. Terry Carson, what's going on, sweetheart?
Hey, Coach K, how you doing?
I'm wonderful, love.
So, what I've been implementing starting last week. So I started looking at my community, which I'm in Latino community. So they have a church right down the
Mhm.
street from me. So what I did, I ordered not only my new business cards in English, but I got them in Spanish as well. So I started passing them out. So I have two families. I'm going to be helping them fill out applications this week.
Do you
And
speak Spanish?
also, my neighbors be helping me.
Okay, okay.
My neighbors be helping me. So, and I got me a yard sign and I put in my yard. So I've got two calls today off my yard sign that I put in my yard. And also, I got one in Spanish, and my neighbors let me put one in their yard because they speak Spanish. So they're going to be helping me do this speaking back and forth with me because she don't work, so she's going to help me with that. And we've been doing it back and forth on the phone. So she's been really helping me a lot with the Spanish. We spend time a little bit even when I get off. So if I got a call from the Spanish flyer, she'll let me know. And so she'll let me know what they say. So I'm trying to get her in as an MLO. So she's been doing really good and helping me out. Another thing I've been doing is some of the churches near me and other churches as well. So I do have a mentor that's going to be reaching out to me this weekend. He said Friday he'll be getting back in contact so I can come in and do a home buyer network with his church.
Terry, I am so proud of you. I've watched you since I've been here, and I've watched even your social media grow. It's one of those things where you get good and then you get better and then you get great. I see you just moving, moving, moving. And I just love to see it. That's a great idea for those of you all who don't know. The Spanish market launched this week. Dr. Tangela and Carlotta and some others opened up the Spanish market this weekend. So you know that we have that ability now. The presentation is going to be in Spanish. So this is a way for you to open up the market. And Terry, I didn't know if you knew, but on your phone, there's a translator app, or you can download a translator app on your phone. So you can listen
Yes,
to
I
your
have.
clients and then respond, or the translator will respond to them. Look into some of those to help you. And you can ask some individuals, you can go to the community college, or you can also just put an ad out and ask if there's someone that's bilingual that you can work with a couple of hours a week. I've got a translator that will be going out with me because now I have a young man on my team that's going to be working as an MLO and a loan buddy, so that I'll be able to field those clients to that young man, so that we can just grow this part of the business. That is just a wonderful, wonderful way to do things. Guys, put some fire in the chat for both her and Daryl. Let me tell you, in my neighborhood, homes, when they go on sale, they don't last a week. They really do not. And this is part of the reason. They have come up with very strategic ways to market. I had this on my door, hanging on my door in one of the plastic bags. And basically, it was the realtor saying they're having an open house 1 to 4 p.m. on Sunday and 2 to 4. Feel free to bring friends or share this invitation. Come see all the beautiful features along with price improvements. We look forward to seeing you soon and receiving your feedback. This was hanging on my door. I'm a neighbor. I'm not buying a house, but they're trying to reach into my network. Well, she's already here. She may have some people that want to live in this neighborhood. If I contact her, maybe she can bring a friend and come over, and we're gonna have food and stuff so that they can see this house that's in the neighborhood. And then they left a survey. And the survey said open house feedback, name, phone number, email, lead capture generation, because they know people move. It says, how did you hear about the open house? Do you live in the neighborhood? Which neighborhoods interest you the most? They're forming me. They are forming me. Family, occupation, recreation, message. Where is the how would you rate the following? Basically, how would you rate this house? How would you rate the location, price, floor plan, curb appeal, or overall appeal? Excellent, good, fair, or poor. What did you like most about this house? What did you like least about this house? And then it gets to this at the end, the last three questions. Have you been pre-qualified for a mortgage? Are you currently working with a real estate agent? If not, would you like me to send you other property options? How are you out here selling one house and you have been able now in a neighborhood that doesn't allow soliciting, be able to go and put your information on every single door? So now you have been able to add 300 new people to your network. People are getting creative in these streets. You gotta do what you're doing. You gotta do what you're doing. And with this new information out with the national with NARS, it's really gonna be interesting what things happen with the listing agent and the buying agent. You gotta realize this: the buying agent, you can't hate on the creativity. Yeah, me either. I can't either. I'm telling you, that's a marketing tool. That's a marketing tool because they know people eventually move. And that's why the houses out here don't stay on. I mean, they opened up this house right across from me Saturday morning. When I got back Saturday evening, the house was under contract. No lies detected. They had just put the sign up right then that morning. So something is working. Something is working. But with these listing and buying agents, all this stuff that's going on, you got to realize who most of the buying agents are, what demographic they are, and how they're going to be pushed out if this thing plays out. So the time for you to hit up real estate agents, you need to go and understand what this whole thing is going on with the realtors and between the buying agents and the listing agents. Basically, the listing agents don't have to put how much, percentage of commission they have to pay. So one person, they can say, I'm gonna pay you 1%. The next person, they can say, I can pay you 3%. Or they can just say all together, I'm gonna be the listing and the buying agent on the property. So that pushes out a great deal of people because you got to look at who is actually the buying agent and who is the listing agent. So a lot of individuals are going to be pushed out if this goes. So they need another thing. So this is the perfect time to get into this business because no matter how the legislation goes, they are still going to be able to capture income in a career that they wanted to do. Even if they're not doing exactly what they wanted to do, it is parallel. And it opens up doors for title, for warranty, for insurance, and I'm sure later on down the road, it's going to be the signing portion as well. Guys, it is 7:54. At this time, I would like to call up Dr. Tangela Collins-Myers to see what you said. You have contacted some broker agents on their own agencies, and they will let you share. Oh, awesome. He's contacted some brokers. He's contacted somebody with people. So what we want to do is open the floor for Dr. Tangela Collins-Myers if she can come off mute. I didn't even ask if you could, but if you have some closing remarks for this group, I would truly appreciate it. Again, thank you for showing up on this call today.
Thank you, Coach K. Y'all drop some fire signs in the chat because every time we come, Coach K gonna give some nuggets, gonna give you some things to think about. You're gonna walk away looking at your business different and just evaluating everything differently. So thank you so much, Coach K, for what you always do for the team and selflessly serve. I appreciate you. looking at kind of where we are, because people always say, you know, what should I be doing? We're in the last couple of days of the volume month. And for me, I can tell you where I'm focused, and I can tell you where you need to make sure you're focused as well, is following up. If you have a lot of people, if you've made contact with people, shared information with people, maybe haven't touched them in a while, I had to learn. I was so focused on going out trying to make new contacts that I was missing out on the seeds I had already planted. And that comes in the form of follow-up. And so follow-up looks like a couple of ways. I've shared information with them. We haven't got back reconnected. Also, the timing is right now because the price is going to go up after Monday to $3.99. Also, the timing is right because there's still time for you to secure your spot in the cruise contest. And so you're getting double the points right now for all of the enrollments. So we need to know that. And then a very low hanging fruit that we oftentimes miss. So especially for those that have a lot of friends or followers already, maybe you maxed out, there might be a tendency to go out and speak to people that you never spoke to before. But I would tell you, look around, look at your posts. We're posting 3 times a day. We're posting lifestyle posts. We're posting inspiration, motivation. We're posting call to actions. Focus on engaging with the people that's already engaging with you. And so for me, yesterday was my birthday, praise God. And so I got a ton of birthday wishes. So thank you all that sent me birthday wishes, posted. I appreciate you. But also what I'm going to be focused on, in addition to the follow-up of people I've already contacted, is focus on engaging with those people that took the time to tell me happy birthday. I'm going to look at, have we ever talked about this business before? Have I ever exposed them? Thank you. Have I ever exposed them? And that's where I'm focused this week. And then, you know, as Coach K mentioned, last week I was focusing on launching the Spanish market. And so we'll continue to focus on growing there. So, you know, there was a lot of time spent from just a week all the way up till Sunday morning before we were getting ready to launch. Just making sure that everybody was prepared, that the presentation was translated. So now we could go in and make sure we can tap into, you know, all of the contacts that we have that may be bilingual. Now is the time, because we've launched it. And now we have more people that want to make sure that they come aboard and assist in that market. But that's a huge win. That was history made on Sunday. And so we're just going to continue that. So that's what I would definitely say is follow up and engage with those that are engaging with you. Make that a priority first before we go out and make brand new contact.
Well, thank you so very much, Dr. Tangela Collins-Myers. We're just very appreciative to have, you know, leaders on the call. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. It is 7:58. This is what I want you to do next week, you know, because sometimes we do a lot of hands-on. Yes, absolutely. We do a lot of lecture. This is the focus training. It's a little bit different, but I think that it is very value add. I want you to, because it makes you think about your business in a totally different way. Next week, think about bringing a couple of people that are on your team. You'll be starting out a new month. Don't worry about it being a 4-week month. Don't worry about that. When next week starts, come stronger than you did this time. And every week, try to bring 1 or 2 more people. Oh, thank you so much, Grace. I want you guys to try to bring a different person or an additional person every single week, because this focus training, and I can tell you the first 5-10 minutes, I'm going to be listening to motivation. So today it was Eric Thomas. Don't know who it's going to be next week. You know, I just go with where I'm feeling at the time or what I feel the team needs. So make sure when you come back, it's okay. Let them know for the first about 5-10 minutes. We're going to get ready. So when we come in, we're going to be fired up. And this is a chance for you guys to talk and for you to relate and for you to release and share with each other some milestones. You guys got about 10 tips tonight. I would be putting some of them, if not all of them, into motion. So you guys are released. Thank you so very much for coming. I'm going to need Brenda Kamoria, Misty, I'm gonna need you guys to stay back so we can have our meeting. And I just want to thank you guys so much. Have a beautiful and blessed closeout. I know you guys can do it. Push yourself to the next level if you can. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much, Terry. Thank you so much. Thank you.